And welcome in on a very busy Friday afternoon in the nation's capital. Two big stories we're following for you right now. State Senator and AME pastor Clementa Pinckney will be eulogized by the President of the United States. At the Supreme Court, the justices ruled in a 5-4 decision same-sex marriage is legal across the country. The issue that has divided the nation also divided the court. But this is likely a ruling that will take its place with a handful of other historic decisions in this country's history. For the second time in 24 hours, Mr. Obama went into the Rose Garden to address the nation about a Supreme Court ruling.
This ruling will strengthen all of our communities by offering to all loving same-sex couples the dignity of marriage across this great land.
The court's 5-4 ruling means those remaining 14 states, in the South and the Midwest predominantly, will have to stop enforcing their bans on same-sex marriage. Our senior political reporter, Scott Thuman, joins us live from the court steps this afternoon. Scott, where that celebration continued long after the opinion was published.
Yeah, I think it's going to go on for quite some time. This will be a pretty celebratory weekend for a lot of people who are out here on the court steps today. Of course, not everyone in agreement on this issue. It's still very polarizing, as you know, but at least to this degree, that has been settled. We may see a few weeks before it goes into effect because the losing side is granted a tiny bit of time to ask the court to reconsider.
John Gonzalez also on the steps there at the Supreme Court with more on what's going on right now. And John, we're 2 hours away from when this was announced, and there's still a big crowd.
Absolutely. The best way to describe this here is a big celebration. Hundreds are still here, and well, the crowd may be a bit smaller than it was at 10 o'clock this morning when this historic ruling came down, but not much smaller. You can see the flags, the equality flags, and the rainbow flags here in front of the U.S. Supreme Court. And I'm confident saying 98% of the crowd is made up of gay rights advocates, couples, and families that have been waiting for years for this decision. And it actually comes on the 2-year anniversary of the Supreme Court's decision to allow married same-sex couples to receive federal benefits.
My reaction is just like that. My wife, and we've been together for more than 20 years, we're now legally married in all 50 states. So I'm jubilant, I'm thrilled. It couldn't be a better day for us.
Do you fear that this could change down the road, more legal wrangling, and maybe adjust this or change it somewhat?
Here's what's hard for me about this is, you know, I do my best to live as a law-abiding, positive, loving person, and it is painful to hear folks speak with intolerance in many respects about my life and about my love and about the way I walk in this world and my beautiful family. And that's the part that's hardest, is to hear the rhetoric, to hear the dialogue about it, because that's a hard thing to do.
Thank you, Catherine, so much for talking to us. And, you know, I want to show you another thing here. This is a gentleman who we are going to talk to real quick. Your reaction to this? You're on the other side here.
Yeah, I love homosexuals, but I believe in equal rights, even for homosexuals. What I don't believe is special rights regarding marriage.
Thank you for your opinion. And you know, when the decision was announced at 10 o'clock this morning, it was absolute jubilation by the crowd out here. And there was a moment when hundreds actually stormed the plaza of the U.S. Supreme Court as they greeted the 32 plaintiffs, each coming down one by one with their hands raised high. Back to you inside.